Welcome to our World Cup preview of Group H, which consists of Belgium, Algeria, Korea and Russia.
Alright, so let's go through each team and talk about their chances. Starting with the seeded team, Belgium.
Belgium, yeah.
The fact they're seeded means that they must be a quality team.
And, well, that's not always the case, but in this case, I can say, yes, they are.
They are quality. They're 12th World Cup appearance. They've got a lot of history. 4th place in 1986.
Yep.
Undefeated in qualifying. Won all their away games.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
It's amazing.
Conceded just 4 goals.
Yep.
In a group which consisted of Croatia and Serbia.
There we go. And, one of the things with Belgium is, there's just this massive golden generation we're about to talk about, but they've just been in the wilderness for so long, big tournaments. 2002 was the last big tournament before the Euros or World Cup, and now they've just burst on the scene and they are genuine contenders for, maybe not to win the entire thing, but to really shake up things, that's for sure.
And the reason why they're considered to be potentially outsiders is because they've got a golden generation of players who've just come through, and now they're entering. I mean, they're still pretty young, but they're coming at the right time now, ready for a big tournament like this.
It's just one of those things where all the talents come at the same time. Every position has you're spoiled for choice. From goalkeepers to strikers to midfielders to defenders, it reminds me of some of the Spanish and the German teams where you're just like, the reserve players on these benches could walk into any of the other teams.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's probably no other international team out there which has such a large pool of young, talented players just come through just like that. It's pretty amazing. And personally, I'm excited to actually see this team perform, and I'm really, really keen because I think they're going to surprise people.
Yeah, and
really
they had a golden generation in the 80s. They made 4th place in 1986. This team, look, I mean, nothing's happened yet. Obviously, and we're talking the talk, but they have the potential to be that famous team of 1986.
I totally agree.
They're being led by Mark Wilmots. The last time that they were in a big tournament, he scored 3 goals in Korea, Japan. Really dominated their group. Unfortunately, got knocked out by Brazil at that tournament. But they were one of the nice stories of that World Cup as well. So
talking about players, for me, I mean, they've got so many great players now. But for me, the one player who's a genuine superstar, world class player, Eden Hazard.
Hazard, yeah.
He's the guy, an extremely talented playmaker, attacking playmaker, and he's the guy who's going to pull strings for the whole team in the middle of the park. And if he fires, my God, Belgium can do anything.
Yeah, exactly. And certainly they've got the back line is very strong with Company and Vermaelen and Vertonghen. Goalkeeping stocks, you've got Mignolet and Courtois, who are both brilliant goalkeepers. So much sport for choice, you got Fellaini in there as well.
And then attack, you got Lukaku, you got Januzaj. I mean, you got incredibly wonderful players all over the park, really.
Exactly.
So Belgium, look, some people might say they're a dark horse. Maybe they're not, because everyone knows that they're actually really talented.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's not like a secret or something.
It's not like it's a worst kept secret.
Yeah,
really. I mean,
it's not like you need. It's just it feels like they popped out of nowhere, because it's 12 years since they've been in a big tournament, but all of a sudden they've got this team. It's not just any team.
Well, let's hope they can fulfill the potential.
Exactly.
Which everyone can see.
Exactly.
Alright, let's move on to the next team, which is Algeria. Now, this is the 4th World Cup, but they've exited in group stage on every occasion. The first time they qualified was 1982.
Yeah, so this is what they're most famous for, the shock of 82.
The shock of 82, but they were actually denied a spot in the second round.
Yeah. So they beat West Germany, that shook up the entire group. And then the West Germans and the Austrians seemingly conspired to have a draw.
It was a conspiracy. They rigged that game.
And then, because of goal difference, Algeria did not get through. That's what they're most famous for. They are the, dare I say, least popular African team, the one that flies out of under the radar compared to the other ones. So you don't really notice them as much. Bit of an unknown quantity. And massive French connection there.
Yes, massive French connection. Out of the 30 players listed in provisional squad, 21 of them are French-born and raised players.
And the last World Cup, 17 out of 23, the 23 final squad were born and raised. So it's a massive sort of thing where you have guys like Zidane who could have played for Algeria but played for France, and now you've got these Algerians who could have played for France but are playing for Algeria. So
I mean, it's just they obviously got Algerian ancestry, so they literally play for Algeria.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've been able to develop the talent in France is a big advantage as well for Algeria itself. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to pro-qualify.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's fine.
Fair enough.
In terms of players, look, there's really only one genuine star player which I can see making a difference to Algeria. That's Fekhouli. He's a player from Valencia and is a wing actually.
Yeah.
And he's extremely talented. Actually, creates a lot of assists actually.
Yeah.
And goals. So he'll be crucial for Algeria in terms of goal scoring.
Definitely, and they're going to need that in this group. So yeah, for sure.
Alright, so that's Algeria. Moving on to Russia.
Yep.
Russia, they're entering the 10th World Cup. Well, 10th World Cup, which that includes the time as Soviet Union.
Yep.
Before the 1991 dissolution. But as Russia, they've never been past the group stage.
Oh right.
No, never.
No, past the group stage. Yeah.
No. So, but they topped the group. They beat Portugal in the group to qualify directly.
Yep.
Which is a great achievement itself.
Krivella thinks he can make the quarterfinals, so it remains to be seen how that happens. I mean, if that happens, sorry. And so one of the best things about all Russian teams are they're all from the Russian league, and nearly the entire squad is made up of Zenit St. Petersburg, CSKA Moscow, or Dynamo Moscow. So a lot of chemistry is already there. The training drills are very easy. They understand what they're doing. So that helps a lot. And probably one of their star players at the moment. He's been spoken of in the same vein as Andrei Arshavin, who consequently is not going to be part of this World Cup. But very talented playmaker, Roman Shirkov. Pulling the strings in the midfield, making lots of runs. They're probably their best player. One of those really exciting, explosive young players. So yeah, watch out for him.
Alright, cool. Alright, that's all I have to say Russia as well. Let's move on to the final team in this group, South Korea.
South Korea, yep.
9th World Cup, most of any Asian team.
Yep, I think non-stop since '86, yeah.
Yes, it will be, I think 8 straight, I think. Yeah. So this will be 8 straight World Cup since '86. They finished second group to qualify.
Yep.
What do you think of their chances?
It's hard to say. I mean, they certainly have the talent. They had a bit of just before the Olympics, they sacked their coach and they brought in Hong Moon-bo, who did play 7 World Cups in a row from '86 to 2002. That's right. Yeah. So he's South Korea through and through in terms of the one of the big veterans, and he's been involved in so many campaigns. And he's leading this young team now. So they had a really bumpy ride towards the end, only qualified through goal difference over Uzbekistan, probably not the standard that Korea wants to set, but Hong Moon-bo came in, he changed the style a bit, it was a bit more long ball, now it's a bit more fluid attacking style play, and now they've got players like Ki Seung-young, and another young player you must look out for is Song Heung-min, who's just done wonders for Hamburg and Bayer Leverkusen in recent seasons, really taking them to the league.
Yeah. Those are the same 2 players I got here as well. Those 2 players, if they're on the game during the World Cup, I think they'll be able to take South Korea out of the group stage.
Yeah. And one of the problems they have at the moment is they have a lot of talent to create chances, but they don't really convert their chances. So. And that's something that's been noticed by a lot of analysts out there. So that's something that they need to look at. Obviously, they're going to need to do that, especially against in a group like this.
Yeah, understood. Yeah. All right. So to end this talk, we'll we'll present our predictions for this group. Who do you think is going to progress from this group?
Belgium and South Korea.
Belgium, South Korea for you. Belgium, South Korea for me as well.
South Korea for you as well. Yep. Okay. Any reason why you don't think Russia's gonna?
I just think that, no offense to the Russian league, but I don't think that league is probably up to the standard of being able to compete in major tournaments.
Yep.
The fact that these players are mainly from the Russian, actually the whole squad's from the Russian league actually.
Yeah.
Means that they're not really exposed to the top level European competition of the big leagues, like in England, Germany, right? So that's really gonna cost them in the long run.
Sure. No, I agree with that. And I think the South Koreans obviously have a better habit of progressing.
Yeah.
They did in the last World Cup, and in 2006, yes, they didn't progress, but they were a bit unlucky as well.
Yeah.
So ever since that wonderful hosted World Cup where they made the semi-finals, they've made it a habit to try and get out of the group all the time. So I think they'll do that again.
Alright, that's it. Thank you.
That's it. That's Group H.